There's Guster. Hi, everybody. Well, we're on Exodus 30 and Luke 20, I believe. Yeah. I'm gonna throw out a prayer request, actually, because it's really on my mind. You can pray for my friend who has COVID. Just pray that they recover quickly, and just pray for healing. Okay, thanks. Well, let's look at Exodus chapter 30. And we're on Exodus chapter 30. Okay. You shall make an altar for burning incense. Make it of acacia wood. It shall be a cubit long and a cubit wide. It shall be square and 2 cubits high, its horns of one piece with it. Overlay it with pure gold, its top, its sides round about, and its horns, and make a gold molding for it round about, and make 2 gold rings for it under its molding. Make them on its 2 sides. Take 2. Make them on its 2 side walls on opposite sides. They shall serve as holders for poles with which to carry it. Make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Place it in front of the curtain that is over the Ark of the Pact. Side note, other translations say Ark of the Covenant, but this translation says Ark of the Pact. Okay, back to the verse. Place it in front of the curtain that is over the Ark of the Pact, in front of the cover that is over the pact, where I will meet with you. On it Aaron shall burn aromatic incense. He shall burn it every morning when he tends the lamps, and Aaron shall burn it at twilight when he lights the lamps. A regular incense offering before the Lord throughout the ages. You shall not offer alien incense on it, or a burnt offering, or a meal offering. Neither shall you pour a libation on it. Once a year, Aaron shall perform purification upon its horns with blood of the sin offering of purification. Purification shall be performed upon it once a year throughout the ages. It is most holy to the Lord. Okay. Let's stop there at verse... What verse are we on? 10. At verse 10. Exodus 30, verse 10. Guster, you look so relaxed. Are you relaxed? I see you. You're squeezing your eyes. Can you open them? Aw, how cute. Okay, well, now let's go to Luke 20. Are you ready? I see your eye is open, Guster. Can you stay awake? Guster. Gussie. He's trying to open his eye. You're too tired. Look at that. You're so comfortable. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, Luke chapter 20. Turning pages. Okay, we'll read from the Living New Testament. Oops, sorry. Put that in front of your face. Sorry, I'm making some noise. Can you open your eye, Guster? Are you too sleepy? Stretch. Aww. It's just funny how he's just reclining. Okay, Luke 20. On one of those days when he was teaching and preaching the good news in the temple, he was confronted by the chief priests and other religious leaders and councilmen. They demanded to know by what authority he had driven out the merchants from the temple. "I'll ask you a question before I answer," he replied. "Was John sent by God, or was he merely acting under his own authority?" They talked it over among themselves. "If we say his message was from heaven, then we are trapped, because he will ask them, 'Why didn't you believe him?' But if we say John was not sent from God, the people will mob us, for they are convinced that he was a prophet." Finally, they replied, "We don't know." And Jesus responded, "Then I won't answer your question either." Now he turned to the people again and told them this story. "A man planted a vineyard and rented it out to several farmers and went away to a distant land to live for several years. When harvest time came, he sent out one of his men to the farm to collect his share of the crops, but the tenants beat him up and sent him back empty-handed." Then he sent another, but the same thing happened. He was beaten up and insulted and sent away without collecting. A third man was sent, and the same thing happened. He too was wounded and chased away. "What shall I do?" the owner asked himself. "I know, I'll send my cherished son. Surely they will show respect for him." Guster flipped around. "That's not the Bible, that's me." He flipped around. "Are you more comfortable now, Guster?" Okay, so back to the word here. Surely they will show respect for him. But when the tenants saw his son, they said, "This is our chance. This fellow will inherit all the land when his father dies. Come on, let's kill him, and then it will be ours." So they dragged him out of the vineyard and killed him. What do you think the owner will do? I'll tell you. He will come and kill them and rent the vineyard to others. "But they would never do a thing like that," his listeners protested. Jesus looked at them and said, "Then what does the scripture mean where it says, 'The stone rejected by the builders was made the cornerstone'?" And he added, "Whoever stumbles over that stone shall be broken, and those on whom it falls will be crushed to dust." When the chief priests and religious leaders heard about this story he had told, they wanted him arrested immediately, for they realized that he was talking about them. They were the wicked tenants in his illustration. But they were afraid that if they themselves arrested him, there would be a riot. So they tried to get him to say something that could be reported to the Roman governor as reason for arrest by him. Watching their opportunity, they sent secret agents pretending to be honest men. They said to Jesus, "Sir, we know what an honest teacher you are. You always tell the truth and don't budge an inch in the face of what others think, but teach the ways of God. Now tell us, is it right to pay taxes to the Roman government or not?" He saw through their trickery and said, "Show me a coin. Whose portrait is this on it, and whose name?" They replied, "Caesar's, the Roman emperor's." He said, "Then give the emperor all that is his, and give to God all that is his." Thus their attempt to outwit him before the people failed, and marveling at his answer, they were silent. Then some Sadducees, men who believed that death is the end of existence, that there is no resurrection, came to Jesus with this: The laws of Moses state that if a man dies without children, the man's brother shall marry the widow, and their children will legally belong to the dead man to carry on his name. We know of a family of 7 brothers. The oldest married and then died without any children. His brother married the widow, and he too died, still no children. And so it went one after the other until each of the 7 had married her and died, leaving no children. Finally, the woman died also. Now here's our question. Whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all of them were married to her. Jesus replied, Marriage is for people here on earth, but when those who are counted worthy of being raised from the dead get to heaven, they do not marry, and they never die again. In these respects, they are like angels and are sons of God, for they are raised up in new life from the dead. But as to your real question, whether or not there is a resurrection, why, even the writings of Moses himself prove this. For when he describes how God appeared to him in the burning bush, he speaks of God as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. To say that the Lord is some person's God means that person is alive, not dead. So from God's point of view, all men are living. Well said, sir, remarked some of the experts in the Jewish law who were standing there, and that ended their questions, for they dared ask no more. Then he presented them with a question. Why is it, he asked, that Christ the Messiah is said to be a descendant of King David? For David himself wrote in the book of Psalms, God said to my Lord the Messiah, sit at my right hand until I place your enemies beneath your feet. How can the Messiah be both David's son and David's God at the same time? Then, with the crowds listening, he turned to his disciples and said, Beware of these experts in religion, for they love to parade in dignified robes and to be bowed to by the people as they walk along the street, and how they love the seats of honor in the synagogues and at religious festivals. But even while they are praying long prayers with great outward piety, they are planning schemes to cheat widows out of their property. Therefore, God's heaviest sentence awaits these men. Okay, that's the end of Luke chapter 20. And it was pretty powerful. I like what Jesus says about the resurrection, that God is a God of the living, not the dead. That he is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not the same as saying he was the God of the people who lived a long time ago, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But it's like present tense. In other words, he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob still, because they're still living. Not here on earth, but with him in heaven. So that's comforting as I think of, like, for instance, my mother who, believed in God, that he is the God of my mother. He's still the God of my mother because she's still living, even though she doesn't live here on earth. She's with him. Anyway, thanks for listening. I guess we'll end this, but yeah, I'm just sending out a prayer request for my friend. You can, and I know I think I've shared my name. My actual name is Sarah. Not my name actually isn't reading the Bible to cats, or Chloe or Joey. Chloe and Joey were my cats' names, but my cats that crossed the Rainbow Bridge. These kitties are Henny and Guster, and like I said, I'm cat sitting for the summer, and they're my best friend's cats. But yeah, just a prayer request for my friend who has COVID. You can just pray Sarah's friend who has COVID, that she would heal quickly. All right, thanks everyone. God bless. Bye.